a Seraphine pick. A very unlikely pick in the pro scene turned out to be the equalizer in the quest of Team Secret to topple the King of the Hills, the Nexplay Esports Wild Rift team, even if they already lost Game 1 with Seraph in their team comp. In this video, we will break down why it was most probably picked by Secret and how it made the difference in the fights. Good day, Rifters! I'm Leoric, a shoutcaster for League of Legends Wild Rift, and this is my take on the David and Goliath story in the Wild Rift Southeast Asia Icon Summer Season for North Luzon leg. Let's start during the draft. We all know that the battle already starts in the draft. The outplays in the game are great and all, but the chess match in setting up your offense starts in the draft. Let's look at the draft really quick. The first notable moment here is the Ziggs pick of Nexplay. We all know that Ziggs is one of the top picks for mid champions in the current meta, so that was a power pick for Nexplay. Team Secret will have to look for a way to counter this. And how do you counter a Ziggs mid? You will have to look at his strength first. His range, wave clear, and his pokes. That is his bread and butter, and to beat that, you will have to beat the Ziggs in this game. Yes, you can go for scaling mid champs like Corki or Oriana, but that will not stop Ziggs. At best, you will have an even lane. And you don't want that to happen with a Ziggs, because if a Ziggs isn't stopped and pressured in early game, your towers are going down fast. So you have to outpoke Ziggs in the lane to come on top. And Seraphine, an underrated champ, guess where she excels at? Poking with her range, and that was the idea of Secret to counter that Ziggs. But that wasn't the only factor in picking the Seraphine. Again, you can always look into the meta mid champs to try to counter Ziggs. What are the other factors that happened why Seraphine pick became an option? Let's look at the picks at this point in time. Ziggs was the pick, then next was Vi. And it is Secret's time to pick after that. They got Dr. Mundo, and at this point it is already clear what Secret's plan is. To drag this out into the late game, as they have the classic Braum and Kaisa late game insurance. But for that to happen, again, they will have to contain the Ziggs. The Vi was a very good tell for Team Secret that NXP was going for an aggressive lineup, typical for the NXP team. That's what they do. That's what they do best. And they do it well. That Vi will be initiating a lot, and you will have to stop that Vi in the fight. So at this point, a Seraphine is already a good pick. You have something to counter the Ziggs in the early game, plus you have something to control the Vi when she initiates. Seraphine can slow or even stun the Vi when she comes in, so then the Seraphine was picked. A mage at the start that can transform into a utility monster if needed in the mid to late game. But what happened next? The next picks basically added to the viability of Seraphine in the team composition. Alistar, same with Vi, is an initiator, and usually after your initiation as Alistar, you will want to go back to your backlines to help your teammates, especially that there is that threat of a Kaisa going to the backlines with the killer instinct. Seraphine can now slow, stun, or even charm Alistar to spoil that plan. And lastly, the last pick of NXP, the Misfortune. Seraphine's ult can reach her and cancel out the bullet time, technically cancelling MF's main effectivity during the team fights. At this point, the only threat that is left from NXP's lineup is the split push capability of Fiora, and Evelynn was there to answer that. Team Secret, they don't really need a hard scaling champion at this point, as they already have the Evelynn and Kaisa to do the damage for the team. The extra utility she provides and her strength to counter the current meta was really the shiny part of this pick. So that was the theory for the Team Secret picks, and we all know what happened in the game. Team Secret won the game, but here are replay clips where we will highlight how the theory was applied to destroy the team who is considered arguably the best team in the world right now. Alright, at this point, 1 minute of the fight, pokes are even between Ziggs and Seraphine, and that is the strength once again of Seraphine. He can go toe to toe with the Ziggs. 1 minute and 50, he pokes away the enemy jungler. First blood by Seraphine on the Vi, who tried to go in for her for the take, but Vi was punished. Seraphine's poke capability is on display to zone the enemy out. Seraphine's presence cancels out the aggression of the Alistar and Nexplay esports. For this clash, Seraphine enables skills for Secret to come on top of the team fight. Here's another clash. Seraphine ult did not hit, but her damage helped a lot in the fight. What more if the encore hit? The utility slow and stun on the Vi stops her on her tracks and forces Vi to retreat together with NXP. Here you can see Seraphine's pokes and utility helping the team a lot. Here you can see Misfortune pop the bullet time. Seraphine responds with the encore because that's the plan, but only hits the Ziggs. Ziggs is caught and MF, though not hit, was forced to stop the ultimate, the bullet time, because of the pressure. And the pokes are real to pressure the lane. Seraphine at this point was very far at the back lines, but her presence and pokes are still coming in. That's frustrating to deal with. Not to mention her sustain for the team with a shield, with a heal, and the speed buff, etc. At this point, Vi goes in with the assault and battery, but will be controlled by Seraphine. Kai'Sa did fall still, but was traded heavily by Secret, and Seraphine still takes down Alistar before falling herself. But it was Team Secret who came on top, and that was the game at that point. Let's check out how Team Secret itemized Seraphine in this game. Rod of Ages at the very start, the first core item. Again, you need damage to go toe-to-toe with Chule and his Ziggs. That's why at the first part, you go for mage items, right? Early game to face up with the Ziggs. Harmonic Echo came next. This is for additional pain, and now the sustain for the team. So now Seraphine is transforming to become a utility, but can still dish out good damage if needed, right? Next is Ardent Sensor. This will add to the poke and gives team buffs for the teammates, and then Rabadon's Death Cap for extra ouch on the pokes. Stasis Enchant was there for more survivability if ever she is focused. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's not always about the meta. Think out of the box, and sometimes you will find something to take down the Goliath. That's my take on what happened last night. This is your PH saying good night and good fight.